Hi Capricorn. Okay, you're a little bit different. You're a little bit different. I'm feeling that there is something itchy and scratchy about you. I feel that there was perhaps somebody or something that you had in mind, and this person that you are and always have been suddenly is getting new wings. What it looks like an awakening, but to myself, it actually looks a little bit itchy and scratchy and a little bit strange. So if you are starting a new relationship, especially if you are trying to be there for somebody, if you're trying to become the new crest of your family, if you are making sure that nobody speaks to you a certain way again, if you're trying to make yourself into a certain purpose or a certain type of actor or person, you might get all itchy and scratchy and you might want to become a new type of you. But stay aware because you might not know it, but you change your personality forever. You might not, okay, it's not easy. You might accidentally become the new flavor or the new label or the new you that you don't actually really ever have to be. So this is the thing is it's a nice time to revisit. It is a nice time to reclaim. It is a nice time to recolor and to change. It is a beautiful time to change some things about certain types of things, like say put a new picture on the wall, make a few decorations for Christmas, you know, make a little thing, make a little, you know, book, you know, do something little and something that you don't actually really have to do twice. And it's okay if you're bored, but stay aware and stay awake and stay conscious. If you are, for some reason, suddenly, all of a sudden, having a new idea as to everything that you do, everything that you are, and everything that you want to be has got to go. Like, you know, when people look at their life and they're like, you know, I've made an example of Matisse in a Jim Carrey video. You know, it's like everything's got to go. I'm just going to blow it all away to smithereens and I don't care. I'm going to start again. And especially if you met a new person, especially if you, for example, met a new opportunity, you made a new stance on reality, you've created a new vortex and you're finding it very, very, very soft and easy, and suddenly where you've been before doesn't feel mature, and you might actually design for yourself, and this is very, very weird, to become a new person. You know, it's almost like freaky. It's like a reinvention. You know, like the guy that always used to wear just t-shirts and jeans suddenly wears a fedora hat with a feather, you know, and talks like a Victorian gentleman. How do you do? It is not easy to accumulate with you then, because you're an accumulative energy. So Saturnian energy, I mean, it's not easy to then combine with you. It's like people don't really want to play. It's like people don't really want to talk. It's like you're redesigning or redefining a certain type of path, and you're becoming or gracing yourself with a certain type of newness, a certain type of superhero magic here. Maybe even not superhero. It is just, I feel to us, it is really eccentric and strange, but for you it might feel kosher. It might feel very gentle and generous, and you might actually feel to yourself, I finally come out of the woodwork. But whether it is true or not is a question. So if you are having changes, take them in. Take them in like little consciousness, you know, changes, you know, little explorations, you know what I mean? Don't take things seriously. And it is definitely not time to sit around and suddenly proclaim, did you know who I was this whole time? Did you see like my art? Did you see what I've done? Well, I'm gonna do something else. You know, it's not such a good time to fully like reconsider everything that you've ever done and to completely pull all the things that you've been before down and destroy them in a great fire, where then you might see you've lost your mind. And also that is to do with people, especially if you got a new little friend, Capricorn. Seriously, you got a new little friend, which is quite likely. If that happens, usually it's because you knew that, perhaps, or this, and you haven't yet stated it to yourself, and you had somebody else to state it to you. So sometimes you get a new little friend as like a consciousness booster, and they're only a minor energy for you. So if, for example, you got a little friend and they're kind of walking around, they're doing like this and that. It is all okay, it is all right, it is good, but I would probably suggest not to change your whole identity because you got one or two people around that are new friends. Okay, this is it. Okay, you might have like one or two little spirits, little ghosts, little people suggesting to you books, you know, doing some kind of like a psychoanalysis of you, you know, drinking you under the table, like little leprechauns, you know what I mean? kissing your feet, you know, doing a little dance. You might have a lot, you know, some of you guys might have a lot, but some of you might only have one or two. Little kids basically walking around you and telling you how to live your life. And this is okay, and this is good sometimes, but it feels to me that it is not true. And this means to me that it's got to go, so it's got to be shared. So for example, if you've got one or two little friends and they're like testing your boundaries and they're making you into somebody else in your head, and they're becoming almost like a terrible force that helps you perhaps understand a lot, but also at the same time you might be forgetting other parts of you. Anything to do with parasites, actually. Yeah, anything to do with terrible activity at home, anything to do with chaotic little friends or like partners or cliques or anything that kind of comes to you and tries it on, and tries you as almost like a piece of paper that they can write on. You know, they're treating you like a blank piece of paper on which they you know, just pick up a crayon and have a go. That's not so good for you. So I feel even though these tiny people, these thoughts and emotions, these ideas, these little kind of references to different things might feel really good sometimes, I really do not think that they work in the future. I really don't feel that they worked in the past either. So if there is especially the type of awakening where before you weren't really interested in somebody, but now you are, and you think this person is the best little friend ever, it is very, very, very dangerous to see you this way. So I would probably suggest to you, Capricorns, to try and work it out for yourself, by yourself, how you do. You know, it's like, say you're working, you're making, you're creating, you're bringing things back, you're putting things forward. You know, I feel that you've got like a wonder in your hands, like say you're working with metal, you're working with bread and milk, and it just feels to me that your hands are just like magnetic. It's like they just know what to do. There's like a really interesting closure to things, and I feel that you can just shift, like shape shift things. And I feel that you can also, without drama, do a lot. And I also feel that you perhaps have a very, very intense sensitivity about things that can be achieved through you by others. So for example, you got a little Capricorn and you actually find that they're not who they said they were in the future. So for example, you might see this person as a friend forever, and then in a very, very short time, this little shorty, energetically, nothing physical, just energetically, becomes a burden on your shoulders, or this little shorty becomes somebody who teaches you how to live when you actually don't really want to know anything that they do. So it's not easy. So really, really brush things off. So parasites, parasitic activity from other people, parasites who come and go, people that are trying to latch onto you, trying to fill out your own boots, trying to be like you, trying to take what you've got, trying to take the energy you've got, trying to live at your house, trying to, you know, take your things, trying to, like, especially people that are borrowers, like borrowing your time, borrowing your money, making you do favors for them. Anybody who tries too hard to be you as well, tries too hard to be you, starts sort of looking like you, wearing similar clothes to you, making the mistake of becoming invisible to themselves perhaps, and becoming a big part of your world, where the situation is like this, but you promised me, but you would be there forever for me. Like, you know, people that are expecting and complaining, and also mending themselves to be more important to you. So it's like a person, for example, never had a thing, and suddenly they're making a lot of changes in their life. They're jumping hoops, and they're doing the Macarena just to kind of sort of like fit in with you, and truly kind of, it looks like they're making an effort, and they're trying to connect. They're trying to connect. With that type of thing, you got to let them go and just leave it alone, because truly, Capricorn, if you are working with somebody else who is insane enough to put their life on hold for the sake of having some kind of future with you at the moment, they're not there. They're not there. So anything to do with girls and boys, anything to do with projects, anything to do with people that are trying so hard to take your time, anything to do with people being in your face, anything to do with anybody who's trying to get you to notice something about them is not so good, because usually during this type of prospect, this type of energetic prospect, Capricorn, you don't need us. You don't need us. And the ones that are trying, the ones that are trying, they're screaming for your attention, they're screaming for your heart, they aren't needed by somebody else. They don't feel good. Perhaps they're discarded. Perhaps their mother never loved them. You know, perhaps they don't have, you know, they don't have the closure themselves. Maybe they don't understand who they've been or who they were, and they got like a mummy wound or daddy wound, and that becomes later on a problem for you, because you don't want to be someone else's daddy. You don't want to like be someone who's tied to another person, even though you don't really, you know, got to know them for too long, perhaps, as well. So very, very careful motions with people that are in great need. And also those people that keep on showing up at your house, or keep on taking you places, or want to like mess you around, drive around with you for no reason, go places where you don't want to be, take you away from your craft, take you away from your interests, take you away from what you're doing, take you away from your own life. So anything that is trying to shake you up, trying to look you in the eyes, trying to take your attention, look at me, love me, quite often are unnurtured kids, and it is not interesting to then later in life find that unnurtured kid grew out of you and maybe like took something that you had, like maybe took your purpose or took your interest, or took your idea or took your strength or took your time, and then became somebody else, became rich, you know, became rich and discarded you, or like became a person who is in themselves perhaps not very much, but they say taken your context, or they taken your focus, and then they walked away. So very interesting to see parasites right now. So you need to see parasites, you know, you need to see things that are like small puppies, you know, around your feet, things that are trying to make you stoop down to their level, things that are trying to make you see perhaps that their friendship is the most important thing you've ever had. Any type of person with any type of also body issues or anything like that, body that wants to have a body more like yours, anything to do with people that are very different looking to you, because Capricorn is a structural sign, so this is about physicality as well. Anybody that is jealous or is angry or is frustrated with you, trying to take your time, trying to take your balance, trying to sweep the earth from underneath your feet, trying to knock you down and just cuddle. So anything that is trying to grab at you, or you know, pull you down, pull you in, kind of like a tiger trying to pull down a llama, that kind of thing. A llama, I don't know, like a gazelle. And another couple of things for you, Capricorns, is to understand that you're walking backwards if you aren't doing. So although it is a nice time to relate and relax sometimes, during this time I feel that doing, bringing things to greater completion, understanding and working in a very, very specific focus, in a very specific time, even if other people don't understand what the hell you're doing, and what the whole point of it is, it's okay. They might do it out of love, and they might do it out of disconnection, but people can take away your computer, people can take away your books, people can take away your art, but you've got to keep on going, because without it you might not see yourself later. This is a very interesting time because emotions can run high. You might not know who you are becoming. Things in the body can go wrong here, things in the mind as well. So very, very careful planning, very careful journeying, and very, very, very easy steps. Very easy steps. What's the easiest step, and what is the what is the hardest truth about this moment? What is the hardest truth? Tell the truth. Tell the truth, and be yourself, Capricorn. Truly be yourself. I hope you've had fun. I had fun. I hope this hasn't been too strong. I've got books. I'll show you my books. I've got books. You don't need the books, but I'm just showing you my books. I got 3 books, and I like the books. I've got a yearly almanac, so this is on sale now. So if you want to know your year ahead, it is good. It's okay. Why it's okay? Because the pages are yellow. It's alright. It's okay. It's just Amazon printing, you know. So it's not like, it's not the best book in the world, but it is a nice book, I have to say. So I'm being honest with you here. It's a good book. It's got some really good insights. It's got some great stuff about retrogrades, and it's got some really awesome stuff about the moon. So it's a very easy book to carry and to hold. So if you'd like a planner for 2018, here is a choice of planner. So thank you very much, and I had a lot of fun talking to you and cheering you on. Keep doing your thing and enjoy your time. And also Happy New Year if you do practice that kind of thing. And yes, enjoy your transit. Thanks a lot, Capricorn, and I'll put all the details in the link below. Thanks, and subscribe. Bye.